Hello and welcome to another live of mine. I'm Craig and a serving soldier in the British Army, so I'll just give it a couple of minutes, let it build up, and then we'll get into the stream tonight. Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream tonight. So just start thinking about your questions and then I'll answer in a bit. We'll just let it build up a little bit and then we'll get into the video. How's everyone's evening going? So yeah, get thinking about your questions. So tonight's going to be about joining the army and military fitness. So let us know what you think. I joined back in 2006, so I can give you my story of how it went for me and how I joined up. It's changed ever so slightly, but still sort of similar. And I can talk about my experiences and how I felt. So hopefully it helps you get along with your joining. So like I said, I joined back in 2006. I went to AFC Harrogate. I was 16 and 3 months old. So I knew what I always wanted to do ever since I was about 11 years old. So yeah, literally when I was like 15 years and 9 months, I put the application form in, got a reply pretty quick, went through the interviews, then went to my barb test. And then after my barb test, went up to did selection for a couple of days up at Pirbright. Selection went well, got offered to join, joined, and then I was in with by the September. So I did selection in July of 2006, and then I was at Harrogate by September 2006. So it was actually a very quick process for me. I wonder if it's been the same for all of you. If it's been longer, give us a question or send us an email. My email will always be in the description after this video is uploaded. So, or follow me on Instagram at Craig Military Fitness. More of you coming on now. Good to see you. Give us a thumbs up. Say hello. Get your questions asked. Asking you questions. I'm joining Blues and Royals, currently in Harrogate doing basic. How's life in Household Cavalry? Life in Household Cavalry is very busy but good. As you most probably know, we're in Windsor, but we're currently going for a unit move all the way down to Bulford. So, you know, it's very busy with all of that and all the other taskings we've got going on, and you just day-to-day life around work, down the tank park, you know, doing your PT every morning. So very busy, but very good. You don't want it to be boring. So good luck with that. When do you leave Harrogate? Cheers for the thumbs up, guys. Keep them coming. How are you finding Harrogate as well, J1? For those of people thinking of joining Harrogate, definitely worth doing. I went, absolutely loved it. People think it's easy because it's 16-year-olds that go, but it's definitely not. Harrogate is definitely hard, but it's good hard. You learn a lot. You pass out next year, February. Harrogate is very good. It is very good. I enjoyed it. I absolutely loved it. So fitness-wise, then, so joining the army. I'm going to talk about fitness then and selection. So when I joined, when you had to get there, you had to do like a mid-thigh pull. You had to do pull-ups. You had to do a 1.5 mile run. You had to do a power bag lift and command tasks, which sort of incorporated a little bit of physical training, but not too much. So they're the fitness tests that I'd done. How I trained for them, I would go out and do 1.5 miles quite often. So, you know, you got a new role fitness test coming in, so that's a 2K. So I'd definitely get out, get running the 2K, you know, once a week, once every 2 weeks, giving it a go, see how you get on. And then pull-ups, definitely need to start incorporating pull-ups into your training. As especially now as they're going to be coming into this new soldier conditioning review. So if you struggle with pull-up, just get up there, do a couple of reps, give yourself 30 seconds rest, and then try again. If you're struggling with that, then just do a couple of eccentric. So jump up with your feet till your chin's above the bar, and then just slowly lower yourself, and that will help. Hi, mate. How's it going? More coming on. It's really good to see. Love to see the thumbs up. It's really good. Hey, how's it going? Start firing your questions away if you do have any. I'll happily answer them. So is that Deno and Daisy and J1? Hi, hope all is good. So now the process of joining Army is pretty similar. You still have to go off and do your selection. But now you go through CAPTA, don't you? So you send your application off online. Then you have a couple of phone interviews, I think, and then you go for an interview, and then you go for your selection, have your medical. So still pretty similar. You still have to do your selection. I'm preparing for selection at Glencorse Barracks in 2 weeks. Good. How's the preparing going? Are you looking forward to it? See, selection, I quite enjoyed selection again. You know, it's quite nerve-wracking. You rock up, you don't know anyone. It's most probably still the same as when I did it. You arrive by train, someone meets you at the train station, and they take you to the barracks. So, like I said, I did it at Purbright Barracks. Someone takes you to Purbright Barracks, and you're straight into it there. You get given a number, and then you're pretty much straight into it. Get your bed, go for a couple of interviews, and then I remember we had to have got given a lesson on a grenade. We had to remember as much as we could, because what we had to do was answer questions the next day on the grenade to see how much we had learned. So that was one of the tests. Go for your medical. So it's a full medical, which is quite good because you actually get to see how your body's doing, how healthy you are. And then you go into the fitness test. I'm really looking forward to it. Still working on my 2K run. That's good. What are you doing to improve your 2K run? Are you happy with the time that you're doing, Daisy? Hayden Rutherford, how's it going? Hi, mate. I don't know whether to be an infantry soldier. If that's what you want to do, definitely do it. Yeah, it's good to go and get a trade and stuff like that, but you definitely need to pick a job role that you're going to be happy in. There's no point just going for something that you're not going to be happy in. If you're going to be happy being an infantry soldier, then I'd definitely join as an infantry soldier. So I know loads of people in the infantry and they absolutely love it. More thumbs up coming. That's really good. More people joining. It's good to see. What's a job called when you lead the infantry? What do you mean by lead the infantry? Daisy, yeah, I try to run every day. I'm keeping up. Just still need to work on my stamina. Okay, cool. Yeah, get out on some steady state runs. You know, run for 30, 40, 50 minutes, Daisy, and also add in some intervals. Do some HIIT sessions, some fast leg training. You know, don't just do endurance. Do a bit of speed work as well, because it's a 2 kilometer best effort. So you do want a bit of speed and pace in you as well. Ensure as well when you're running every day that you cool down and stretch off correctly as well, because that's going to help with your recovery. That's for all of you. Definitely the warm up and the cool down of the training sessions are just as important of the training sessions. I never used to stretch off at the beginning or the end, and I try to do it as much as I can. Now I most probably could still warm up better, but I always make sure I do some sort of warm up and some sort of cool down, because it's definitely important. It's going to help with your recovery, and it's going to prevent injury for any sort of session that you're going to do. So definitely make sure you warm up and cool down. Warm up for about 5 to 10 minutes before, and cool down for about 5 to 10 minutes, if not longer. Yeah, everyone's most probably going to be nervous. If you're joining the army and you say you're not nervous, then I'd most probably call you a liar. Everyone's got to be nervous from joining up to arriving at phase one. I remember I was a nervous wreck, but once you actually get there, you get stuck in, you really start to enjoy it, and the nerves start to go. So everyone gets nervous, but that's just part of life. Come, keep the questions coming, keep the thumbs up coming. It's really good to see so far. So the command tasks are really good at selection, especially the ones at Pirbright. You know, really helps you work as a team, and it also shows what potential leadership skills you have, because you'll be in a team and delegate someone to be in charge or take control of that command task, and then you have to work as a team to complete that task. So definitely look at command tasks, look at how you can start leading a team. Leading, you know, doesn't mean just telling people what to do. You know, get someone's, when you're doing the command task, you're going to do it for a set time. So a little tip: tell someone to be timekeeper so they can keep telling you every minute when it's been a minute, so you know when you're getting closer to the end of the time. And grab ideas of everybody. You know, you might have the best idea, but hear everybody else's idea first, and then you can work out which idea you want to go off. So that's what leaders being about. Any tips on how to avoid injuries for basic training? Okay, so is this for basic training? You need to eat right. You know, military food, there is healthy options, but there's definitely unhealthy options in the SCOFAL. So you need to make sure you pick the correct options. You know, there's baths as well at phase one's training, so make sure you get in the bath and recover correctly. And even though the PTIs do give you a good cool down and stretch off at basic, I would still go back to my room on a night time, you know, and stretch off in the shower or stretch off after you've had the shower, just to get that extra flexibility in you and recovery. So, you know, in basic training, you need to eat well, hydrate, stretch off, cool down, take a foam roller with you. I definitely recommend taking a foam roller to phase one. There's nothing stopping you from having that in your locker and then bringing that out on a night time. Hi Lewis, really enjoying the videos. Keep up the good work. Could you tell us a bit about your time at Pirbright during phase one? Exercises, training, what you did in free time. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. I was a recruit at Harrogate, but I wasn't an instructor at phase one. So exercise wise, you'll do a few exercises ranging from a 1-nighter, a 2-nighter, a 3-nighter, and a 4-nighter. You know, starting off at the very basics. So everything you get taught, and then you work your way up. So, you know, don't worry about not knowing or wondering if you're gonna, you know, struggle. They're gonna teach you everything you need to know for the exercises, and then you're gonna work your way up to a final exercise. So exercises start off really short, and then they work their way up to a full week exercise. So don't think you're just going to be thrown at the deep end and get told to go and live in a wood line for a week. You're not. They're going to build you up to it, give you all the kit and equipment you need. Training. Training, once again, is very progressive, but there's a lot to learn. It's a lot crammed in to, 14 weeks at Pirbright. So you need to make sure you listen, you rest, you recover, and you read your best books and your notes on a night time. Training is good. You know, very rarely you're going to get bored. There's a couple of PowerPoint lessons, but a lot of things in the army are hands-on. So if you're a physical person and you're not getting hands-on, training is going to be really good for you. Make sure you take notes in everything you do, and then go back on a night time and read over your notes. Free time. So you can pop to the shop sometimes, depending on your instructor and how early on. Sometimes they just like to keep you in just so you can bond as a team. And then the longer you've been at Pirbright or Harrogate, then they allow you to pop off to the welfare services. Welfare services are really good now. A lot of them have consoles, snooker tables, PCs with internet, somewhere where you can chill and have a brew, read a book, and you can all get together, everyone in phase one. You can chill down there for a couple of hours, normally to about 9 o'clock, and then socialise, and then head back to your room before you have to get to bed. So, like I said, my time at Harrogate was really good. I really enjoyed it, but it was really hard. PT was a big shock to me, but it was very good. Once I got used to it, I love the exercises. Yeah, it's not the best getting cold and wet when it's raining, but we did our training up in Catterick and Otterburn. It's a really good training area. So in Harrogate, the exercises are really good and you can do a lot. So Hayden, got a guards officer. I don't know whether to be a guards officer or an infantry soldier. Okay, so you could be an infantry soldier within a guards battalion, I'm guessing. So it's up to you whether you want to go the soldier's route or the officer's route. So what I would do, Hayden, is go and look at Sandhurst and then go and look at being just an infantry soldier and see which one appeals to you more, which job role. Daisy, can you give any information about RLC driver? That's the role I chose. Okay, so first of all, definitely go and recommend checking out my mate's YouTube channel, Kevin Drake. He is an RLC driver, Daisy, so check him out. But I do know a couple of people that have done it. And to be honest, I've not met many people that don't like the job. It seems like a quite, interesting job. They all seem to love it. So you'll go through phase one, either Purbright, Harrogate. I don't know how old you are, Daisy. You'll complete phase one, and then you go off to phase two. And I know some of their phase twos up in Leckensfield, and that's where you'll learn to drive all the military vehicles that are required to drive under an RLC driver. So you'll complete your phase two up there, and then you'll most likely put in 3 preferences for what unit you want to join, and then you'll join that unit. And then you could be driving all sorts. So an RLC driver could be driving a man truck. So all the infantry lads or any lads that are getting deployed out on the ground, especially like places like Kenya on exercise, you'll drive them out to a location, drop them off, and then come back and pick them up at a later date when they need to. You could just be driving all sorts. I don't know too much about it, but I'd definitely check out Kevin Drake. But that's what you would do. You do phase one, and then you go up to Leckensfield for phase two for all your driving. You'll get all your driving qualifications, which is really good. Lewis, thanks. Recently passed selection. Just have a specialist interview to go in September. Can't wait to get stuck in. Really good news, Lewis. Congratulations. Really good to hear. So keep up the good work. Okay, I'm going to do a few more minutes and then I'll end the stream there. So get your questions in. Really good so far. Give us a thumbs up as well. Really good. Good to see. For those that are looking at thinking of going officer as well, actually, I would definitely go and have a look at Sandhurst, because that's where you're going to complete officer cadet training. So, it is definitely a different role to joining up as a soldier. You've got a completely different training, and then straight away you'll be in charge of a group of lads. So it's a definitely different role, but it would be just as enjoyable. Did you have to go through basic training again when you went into a different regiment? No. So transferring, sometimes you do have to retrain. So I have had to retrain, but I didn't have to go to phase two. So you won't have to do phase one again, because basic training is exactly the same for everyone apart from infantry soldiers. All infantry soldiers go to Catterick, but all the rest of the army go through Winchester, Purbright, Harrogate, but all the same training objectives are taught. So you're all trained exactly the same. So when you do transfer, you just need to learn that new job role, which is your phase two trade training. Joining the Household Cavalry from the artillery. Luckily, I had quite a few of the qualifications, but I did need to do driver and maintenance. Evening, Matt. I did have to do driver maintenance, and I did have to do gunnery, but luckily they're a regiment. I can do them at a regiment and not have to go to phase two. But say I wanted to go to be a medic, I would then have to go off and do phase two at Lichfield, I think it is. So if I wanted to be a medic, I'd have to go back to phase two. But lucky enough, I joined the Household Cavalry, I didn't have to go back to phase two. I kept my rank and just transferred across. What is the monthly pay typically on basic, and does this increase between phase one and phase two, or just after phase two and you get to your regiment? I start basic next month. Good to hear. Basic pay is around, I think it's gone up now, it's about £13,500, I think, while you're in basic training. That's why you're just in basic though. So if you go in Harrogate, pretty decent money, especially at 16. Going Purbright, it's not the best, but it's all right, but it will jump quite quickly. So when you leave phase one, you'll get a good, decent pay rise from about 13,000 up to about £16,000, I think it is now. And then when you leave phase two and completed your trade training, you'll go up another little increment level. And then when you complete a little bit more training within regiment, you'll go up an increment level, and then every year you'll most probably go up an increment level, and then when you promote, you'll go up a couple more increment levels. So you can think of like after phase 1, then phase 2, and then regiment. After that, you'll be up to about £21,000 a year. So the first 2 years, there's a lot of big jumps in pay. Then after that, it's just pretty gradual every year, and it also depends on how quickly you promote. Hayden, I'm just torn between a guard or infantry, mate. What's the difference between an officer and a soldier? Because my GCSEs will show that I'm going to do well, and everyone says that I should aim higher. So guards and infantry are sort of the same. So you've got foot guards, but they are infantry. You know, they do the same job role as, you know, your Yorkshire Regiment or PWR, but they also do the ceremonial side. So they do the extra drill at Carrick. So that is guards. Guards are infantry, but they also do that extra drill for the ceremonial side. Differences between an officer and a soldier is clear. You're just going to be a troop leader or a platoon leader. So you'll be leading the men straight away. You'll be in charge, you know, of all their reports and things like that. So it's a lot more responsibility joining up straight away as an officer than it is a soldier, because soldier, it takes a little bit longer to build up until you have a bit more responsibility. You know, the GCSEs are good and you get some good A levels and you look at going uni, then definitely look at becoming an officer, but you don't have to have a degree to become an officer, but it's just most people do. So that sounds good. Just research Grenadiers and Fusiliers. You know, see if you can do a look at life. You never know within the regiments. Go to their recruitment teams and see what information they have to help you pick which regiment or battalion you want to join. Okay, so get a couple more questions in and then I'm going to end it there. It's been really good so far. Keep the likes coming. It's an extra £8,000 a year as an officer too, it is. So the basic pay at Sandhurst is more, and then as you promote, the pay does go up a bit more. So you will earn more as an officer, but it depends whether you want to be an officer or a working soldier and actually work for a living. So it's completely up to you. So yeah, a couple more thumbs up, that's really good. A couple more people joining as well, good to see you. Get the last couple of questions in and then I'm going to end it there. Just to let you know as well, you can join as a soldier. You can then hit the rank of full screw corporal and then or an lance corporal, I think you can do it as well. And then if you are recommended and you would like to, you can then jump across from being a soldier to an officer. So not everyone does it, and I'm not saying you're guaranteed to do it, but if you get a recommendation to do it when you have an interest, you can then go from a soldier, go back to Sandhurst, and then rejoin as an officer. Well, not really rejoin, but transfer across from a soldier to an officer. So if you join as a soldier and you think you've made a mistake and you'd rather be an officer, you can put an interest in, and then if you get a recommendation and go and pass a selection, you can then go and be an officer at Sandhurst. So, and I know quite a few people that have done it, so it is possible. Yeah, I'm sure the corporal on my selection got that, mate, but he got ran over on base and leg hasn't been seen since. It's not good. It's bad. Sorry to hear that about him. Yeah, it is quite common. People do it. You know, when was your last deployment, mate? 2012. Herrick 16, Afghanistan. So done a couple of major exercises since then, but that was my last proper operational tour. There's more people joining. Good to see. Welcome to the stream tonight. If you have any questions, quickly fire away. Exactly what I'm hoping to do. Have a degree, but want to fully experience a soldier role before making the switch. Yeah, just because you have a degree doesn't mean you have to be an officer. Loads of people have a degree and still become your soldiers. So, you know, if you join as a soldier and you believe it's not for you, then you can ask to possibly transfer across to Sandhurst and become an officer. So. Keep the thumbs up coming, guys. It's really good to see. What happens if one is not able to meet the stipulated run time during selection? I can't answer that correctly because I've never actually been posted at selection, and I don't know the exact times because the times are different to a trained soldier. But it all just depends on like how far out you are, and it also depends on a lot of other things because you might have done a little bit bad on the run, but you might have absolutely smashed the command tasks, showed good leadership and team skills, um, done well in the other fitness tests, and done well throughout the interview and the medical. So they might look at that and go, right, she's really good here, but just needs to work on a run. So they might still pass you. Good to see more of you coming on. So what is your run time at the minute, Daisy? But don't let your run ruin the rest. If you're confident in the rest and you do well in the rest, they might look at it and go, yeah, we're still take her. She just needs to work on a run time. So in your final interview, they go, we've accepted you in, but you just need to work on your run time for when you arrive at phase 1. Any trades particularly good for doing adventure training, or does it all just depend on the circumstances? Adventure training is pretty good throughout the whole entire army. There's no particular trade that is good for adventure training. One just depends on how busy the regiment is or battalion is that year. But normally there's quite a bit of adventure training going on. So it doesn't matter which one you join, just join any. If you have a particular skill or hobby that you like to do, then you can always try and organise some sort of adventure training yourself. Any more questions, guys, before I go? It's been really good. Loads of people coming on. Been up to 12 now. Good thumbs up. Keep it up. It's been really good. One on adventure training, actually, one that you can do quite regularly, and a lot of people do. If people are interested in doing parachuting, when you get in and you've completed all your training and stuff in your regiment and settled down, they do a lot of courses in parachuting. So don't have to. It's not like a regiment adventure training or squadron or a company regiment or a company adventure training. You can just look at the dates and book yourself and a couple of your mates on it. As long as you've got free time in the diary and your chain of command are happy, then you can quite regularly get down to like places like Neverhaven or out to Cyprus and do parachuting. I've done about 4 of them courses, so well worth doing. I think it's about 4 courses in parachuting, so it's definitely worth doing. Hi Hannah, how is it after taking through options? How is it after taking through options? Is that how long is it taking through options? Yeah, how long is it after taking through options? That depends on you and how many people are basically going through the recruitment process. I know at one point it was a very long process. Now I think they've got the process down from people doing the application to joining the army within about 4 to 6 months. So you could be in the assessment centre within a couple of months or even quicker than that. So just depends how busy they are at the time. I can do the run test and endurances at good levels, but for physical strength, I do 5x5 routine in gym mainly. But could you suggest anything? How do you sort of train? So I found the best thing for me, and I've done it for about the last 6 months to a year for strength training, is doing push-pull leg days. So each body part gets trained twice a week. So I do push, bench, chest, shoulders, tries, pull, back, buys, and then I smash my legs. And I found that's really helped. And that's doing different rep ranges from 5x5s to general volume training 10x10 to your standard 8 to 12 reps. You need to mix it up, especially when joining the army, because you need a good bit of strength, good bit of explosive power, but you also need the endurance. So you need to be able to do a lot of press ups, a lot of pull ups, but you want that raw strength as well. So I'd definitely start looking at push pull legs. Seen all the vids with Drake and MK. So glad you've seen all the videos. Morgan, any Gucci kit you recommend for tactical exercises? And then you think the answers. How long does it take? Kit. What do I like to take? So I always have my webbing tailored and my Bergen. I like my poncho pouch and a couple of pouches on the back of my Bergen, and then my webbing's all tailored to me. I don't really. I try to keep my kit to a minimum because I was always on foot before I was armoured. So I used to try and take minimal kit. But you want to get yourself some sort of like waterproof Berghaus hat. They're absolutely amazing when you're cold. So get yourself one of them. It doesn't have to be Berghaus. You've got Low Alpine. You've got quite a few of them. Get yourself some mechanics gloves. I think they're the best gloves I've used so far. What else do I use? Buy yourself a decent DOS bag. I reckon good, decent sleeping bag. Something that packs down quite light, especially if you're doing like a tactical exercise. It keeps your kit nice and small and light, as we're definitely trying to do the fight light. And then get yourself most probably a windproof smock. The windproof smocks are most probably the best, and a parasilk as well. You can get yourself a little parasilk jacket. They pack down to about that small, and they're windproof, so it's really small. You can just stuff it in your webbing or somewhere like that, and then if you're just stopping quickly, just put the parasilk on, and it'll just stop the wind getting to you, and then you can quickly take it off and then shoot off again. They're the sorts of alley kit that I take. Thanks for your answers. No problem, Daisy. How long does it take to start basic training off selection? Once again, that depends how busy they are starting from basic, from selection going into basic. So if they're really busy and they've got a lot of people waiting, you could mostly be waiting like 6 months or so. If not, you could only be waiting like a couple of months. I really can't answer that. It just depends on the situation at the time. You're going to upload this to the channel, mate, or should I write this down just so I can go back to it? No, this will be uploaded. So this video will be uploaded as part of my video jumbo. So you can rewatch it if you need to. Shane, how many pull-ups should I be able to do coming up to training? Okay, there's no actual amount of numbers that you need to do for pull-ups, Shane. I would just keep smashing them out. Just keep doing as you can. I would say a good number, me personally, if you're hitting 5 really good ones, you're going to smash it at training. And then if you're going on to 10, you're doing absolutely amazing. So get yourself up to a good, decent number, about 4 or 5. Once you hit about 4 or 5, then start aiming for about 8 to 10. And then once you start going above 10, you're well up there with your pull-ups. But I'd say, get to 5, really strict, good pull-ups, and then start aiming for 10. What is involved in all the all-arms commander course? I definitely aspire to it, but I'm not the strongest in terms of upper body strength. So I'm thinking P Company might be more suitable. Do whatever one you want. The commando course is, I'd say it's more admin-wise and heavier weights. So they do a lot more. They call it yomping with big, heavy Bergens at a slightly slower pace. And then on the commando course as well, there's exercises each week as well. So you'll go out Monday to Friday on exercise and they'll test your admin skills. As P Company, they would have tested that in phase 1 training, so they don't need to do that again. So P Company is all just two times a day, physical training plus the Trainasium and a couple of circuits. So it's completely up to you. If you want to do a commando course, go and do it. Don't let your strength doubt yourself. Just get in the gym, work on that. If not, go for P Company. I'd definitely say P Company Day. Morgan, definitely. I use an issue DOS bag at times, but if you can buy one that packs down pretty small, I definitely recommend it. The smaller you can keep your kit, definitely the better. Heard loads of stuff about Army 2020. Is that just a reformation of branches? Yeah, 2020 is just a reformation. They've amalgamated a couple of regiments, re-rolled a couple of regiments. So definitely, if you are interested in 2020 and want to see where the army is going, get online and search 2020 and it give you all the information you need. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and once again, thanks for your questions. Absolutely love doing these. Keep out for a couple of videos over the coming week. I'm going to upload some videos. I've got a bit of a recording to do over the next few days. And then once I finish them, I'll upload them, and then I'll look at doing either another live stream next week or the week after. So keep an eye out, give us a thumbs up, leave comments, give us an email, check out my Instagram if you want to, Craig Military Fitness. Is that Dorina? I hope I said that correctly. Hello, cheers, thanks for that. Give us a thumbs up, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Your support's been absolutely amazing. Got over 600 subscribers now. Never thought that would happen. I've literally just started this channel to help people and share my life story. So as long as I'm always helping people, it's going to keep going. So cheers for watching, and I will upload a few more videos soon. Have a good evening.